term intersectionality refers to the concept of where the different characteristics of a community or a person intersect to create a breeding ground of innovation. In the context of urban or rural environments, this is where you find, in this case of township, where a person has left the rural area, but is between the intersection of rural and actually entering the urban economy. So the township in itself represents that breeding ground where there's a connection between that human creativity living and coexisting with that aspect of human despondence. And this for me represents a space where innovation to make a change actually occurs. The missing middle represents the segment of society that's at the intersection of being too rich to be supported by the government, yet too poor to be able to get the best financial services support from the financial sector. So the missing middle additionally represents minimum 65% of our individual taxpayers. So when we look at it in terms of building sustainable cities, we need to create spaces that allow this segment of society to thrive such that not only do they succeed, but they continue to help the South African economy reach new levels and heights. Intersectionality in the context of rural retail, using Kwagga Mall as an example, is referencing the fact that prior to Kwagga Mall being there, people had to travel over 40 minutes to get to the nearest retail center to pick up their resources, their food, and what they needed. Subsequent to Kwagga Mall being there, not only has it created a place for people to come and get what they need in a much closer fashion, it's also additionally created a place of innovation. Voil Center is a perfect example. Tumi and her husband opened this store firstly in Kwagga Mall. Subsequent to opening that store in Kwagga Mall, they've gone on to open 4 other branches across South Africa. These 4 other branches not only have a factory that makes the curtains, but also employs 3 people at each store, meaning that they've gone on to impact 30 lives through that innovation that first started at Kwagga Mall. How we harness the partnerships between public and private sector to unlock opportunities requires us to start looking at building cities from the bottom up. It means acknowledging the different characteristics that the individuals we're targeting have. And that's where the private sector comes in. In terms of placement, they're able to get to the ground and talk to the people more directly, like how we do at Sanlam Investments. Where then the government and regulation comes in is by creating an enabling environment for us to be able to thrive in there. We have progress that's been made when we look at the SDG goals, and building sustainable cities falls under SDG 11. And when we now all come together to build cities that are not only sustainable, we create a community and a thriving ground for people to be the best version of themselves.